Hey guys, it's Lexi and welcome back to my channel. So I was sort of thinking about what I wanted to film on my channel, and I thought about starting a mental health like college series type thing, just because I feel like college within itself can be really isolating, and on top of that, to struggle with mental health issues is just a lot. So I wanted to, make videos for you guys and also my future self if I happen to, come back to this. So the two biggest things I feel like in college that a lot of people struggle with, myself included, would be anxiety and depression. And sometimes people can just have one of those, or some people can have, both of them together, but both of them are two hard mental health illnesses that thousands of people struggle with here and in college as well. So this video is a little bit more of a generalized video. So I was going to talk a little bit about stress, anxiety, depression, all of that good stuff. But my next videos to come, since I'm making it a series, I'll take a deeper dive into stress, anxiety, and depression, and I'll also give you guys some coping skills that I've learned that have, I guess, helped me in a way. Sometimes it won't totally make what you feel go away, but it will help you. So in college, like I said, you're very isolated. You feel really alone. Now, whether you're in state or out of state, I feel like you can still feel this like separation between, you and your family, because you're taken out of, your comfort, and you're basically needing to adjust to a new environment, new people, a new schedule, which is really hard for some people to do. I know it's hard for me to do. Some people they could do it really quickly, but me, it took me a while in order to, get my momentum, in order to be able to figure out what was going to work for me and what wasn't going to work for me. And that's where I feel like a lot of the up and down roller coaster of emotions came in. So I wanted to let people know, like, it's okay to feel stuff. It's okay to be mad. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. Like, it's okay to feel that, but you can't stay there. Like, you can't stay there forever. You can't stay mad at the world forever. You can't be upset forever. Like, it's just something you can't do, because it's just like no way to live. But I also wanted to let people know, like, within emotions, it's okay to cry. Like, I have a lot of family members who are really, I don't want to say they're not sensitive, but they're just tough. And I feel like I get the comment a lot, like, it's gonna be okay, like, harden up a little bit. Like, no, if I want to cry, I'm gonna cry, and then I'll do what I gotta do, and I'm gonna cry after that, and then I'm gonna do what I gotta do, and then cry after that. So, like, if you have to cry to get through it, cry. Like, do that. And I think that that's where the misconception comes in, because I think people try and paint this picture that they're okay all the time. I cry a lot. Like, I'm really sensitive. I'm like a big crier. Like, if you yell at me, it's not because you're scaring me. I'm just gonna cry. Like, it just triggers some like emotions. But I also wanted to say that there's people who are going through the same exact thing as you. You may feel like you're alone, and you may feel like you don't have anybody to talk to, and the people that you have around you aren't going through the same things that you're going through, or they may be going through things worse, and you may try and lessen your situation just because of what another person may be going through. But I guarantee you, there are people who are going through the same thing as you, and that's something that I struggled with as far as when it comes to my anxiety, because it can make you feel really isolated and like you don't have anybody, and sometimes you may not understand exactly what your body's going through. But all this to say, there are people who are going through the same thing as you. Targeting college students, I feel like it's really good to utilize the campus resources that you have, whether you may go to a small university, a big university, it doesn't matter. Utilize the resources that you have and don't be ashamed to reach out to those resources. Like, if they weren't needed, then they wouldn't be there. There's a lot of people who are reaching out to those resources. For instance, I'll give an example. I saw a poster in the bathroom of my school, and there was an anxiety support group. And I was like, oh, you know, I want to do that. Like, I want to be like a part of that. Like, I want to learn. I want to be around people who go through the same thing as me. So I joined it, and I'm in my 2nd week right now, and I absolutely like love it. There's people who are going through the same exact thing as me. There's people who experience the same physical aspects from anxiety that I experience. There's people who are different and their anxiety shows up in different ways, or their stress shows up in different ways, or their depression shows up in different ways. It's just really interesting to see how alike I am to some people and how some people are different as well. And I ultimately think that it's important to know that there's people out there, because college, for me, it became quiet in a sense. When I was home, I would say there was more noise, and I mean that in a literal sense, but not really. So there was more noise, as in I was around my family all the time. I have a pretty big family. There was a lot of stuff that I had to do. My day-to-day life looked pretty, you know, the same every day, but I was surrounded by people who were familiar with me. So I wasn't really facing the problems that I actually had. And when I got here to school, it all got quiet in a sense, and it was almost like, oh, like this is kind of what quiet feels. And if that is something that has helped you, I get that. But for me, I didn't expect the quietness, and the quietness turned into feeling like loneliness, and then it turned into just a lot. Within talking about being busy and always having things to do, don't just have your outlet be keeping busy. That's what a lot of people say, and that's also something that I believed until I started to feel physical like reactions from my anxiety, and I couldn't just like keep busy. Like that did not work for me. I was able to do that before, you know, when I wasn't having any physical things going on, but after that it's hard to keep busy when you can't breathe. It's hard to keep busy when you feel like you're gonna throw up. It's hard to keep busy when it feels like there's something stuck in your chest. Like, it's not as easy as it seems. So that's where you need to find different outlets for yourself. And one thing that I like to do, I like to journal. I like to write. That's just something I like to do. So I like to write about my day. Even if I went through a day and I wasn't stressed, I didn't have an anxiety or anything, I still write, because that's still something positive to do. So I'll write, and I'll journal about my day. If it's a bad day, I'll try and like rate my anxiety level, and I'll try and figure out where my anxiety came from. And if I can't figure it out, I just can't figure it out. Sometimes people just have anxiety and you don't know why, or sometimes you might feel depressed and you don't know why. There's not always a reason for everything. One thing that helped me a really long time ago, and this was a while, I think I was just really depressed, like really depressed. And I texted, like, it was like a crisis hotline number, and when I find the number, I'm gonna put it right here. But you can text with a live agent, and they can give you like things to do. If it's an emergency, they can send help like your way. Like, but if you just want to talk and you don't know who to talk to, you can do that. And like your information is like anonymous, so they won't know like really who they're talking to. You know, they won't know your age, they won't know your name, they won't know anything like that. So that's kind of cool. If you just don't know how to talk to people yet, but you want to talk to someone, that's something that's good to do. And the last thing I'm gonna leave you guys with is, learn who your people are. And that's something that my mom always, would tell me. She would always tell me, everybody's not your family, everybody's not your friend, but I wouldn't really listen. When I got here and I moved, I really learned who my people were, and that was a both positive and negative experience for me. I had lost some people, and I had realized, oh, there's people that are here for me that I didn't really think of, before, and that's something that I'm grateful for, because a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have family. A lot of people, me personally, I don't have that many friends, but a lot of people don't have friends. But I think family is important, and not everybody gets that, so that's something that I'm grateful for. But within that being said, I would say quiet that negative noise as well, because I had some family who spoke negative towards me. Like, it was not good, and it was not good for my mental health, and it was not good for the state that I was in. But you just have to learn to either delete that number or block that number, or just simply choose what you want to share and don't want to share. Like, you'll learn like who makes you feel better and who makes you feel worse after you finish talking to them, and that is your deciding factor of, should I talk to this person or should I not talk to this person? I think the misconception is, oh, well, they're your family, so you need to do this and that. Like, no, that's not how it works, especially when you get older. It's like, if you're making me feel better, great. If you're giving a positive contribution to my life, that's good. But if you're making me feel shitty 95% of the time, that's not gonna work for me. So you just have to learn where to put people and put people in their place. Oh, I sound like my mom. That's what my mom would say. But you just gotta learn where to put people, and that comes with time as well. Some people don't figure that out till later on in life, and if that's you, that's perfectly fine. With that being said, I would like to continue this series, and I think my next video might focus a lot on stress and how to handle stress and what to do when you encounter a stressful situation, and then I would like to go from there. So if you like this video, give it a big thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.